So, while I was away, a box arrived. Here is the box. Now, this is from a Dutch company called DTronics. Now, don't know how many people know about this company, but they tend to make controllers or programmers, specific programmers for pieces of kit. They used to make a legendary programmer for the Junos, known as the DT something or other, and they've made programmers for other pieces of kit down the years, and now they make a programmer for the DX7. Now, what's really good about this programmer is it allows you to interact with the DX7 in real time, unlike a lot of programmers in the past that haven't allowed you to actually act real time. So you can make a change on this thing and it automatically is reflected on the DX7 so you can play. Much the same as the whole idea around the sort of PG series with the D50 and the D10. So, I haven't even opened this box, so you're watching me open this box. And it's well wrapped in foam. Actually, it's quite heavy, if I'm honest. Gold. What have we got? This is a big box for a little power supply. So that's the power supply for this thing. And then also in here is a Synth City pen. So you tend to buy DTronics equipment through a Dutch website called Synth City, hence the reason why it's synthcity.nl for Holland, of course. What else have we got in here? Ooh, I got 10% discount on my next order. Hey! And a badge. Yes, that looks a bit like my studio. I can fully agree with that. And then we come down to the unit itself. So, this is the DTronics DT7. As I said, this is the programmer for the DX7 real time. I tended to buy this. It was on a bit of a whim, actually, if I'm honest, because even though I can program FM, I find it really, really difficult to program FM. And to me, anything that makes programming FM, especially on the DX7, easier has got to be worth a punt. I have to be honest and say this was one expensive punt. I didn't quite mean to spend this much money on this. In fact, actually, I think I bought it when I was a little bit tipsy, so it's probably one or two Gin and Tonics or Bacardis later. Anyway, so I got up and moved because it wasn't coming across on the video very well. So, we have on-off switch, power, MIDI in and out. That's literally all the interfaces on this thing. Okay, there you go, there's the back, there's the bass, side. It's actually, yeah, I said, incredibly heavy actually, for what it is. So we then turn it round and we look at it. So the way this thing works, as I understand it, and I haven't plugged it in yet, so is each of the oscillators is down here. So it's a grid system, operator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the 6 operators on the DX7. And then each one of these parameters all the way along here is for that operator or that specific operator. Okay, and then there's these little switches to switch them on and off. And the operators, the functions you can do on here, and I have to read this, So you have here coarse. What does that say? Fine. Detune. This thing is not illuminating this thing very well. And then we have the modulation, AMS, the amplitude. Then we have the envelope rates, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for all the rates. And we have the envelope levels for each one of those, so level 1, level 2, level 3 to 4. And we have the scale and the rates there. And then we have keyboard level and scaling for each one of those oscillators. There you go. So we have the breakout point, the old curve, the R curves, velocity and output. Then down here, going back the other way, we have sensitivity of the modulation wheel. Then we have the foot controller, the breathe controller, how the aftertouch is going to work for this particular patch you're designing. Then we have pitch, e.g. level. And then again over here we have pitch, e.g. rate. Again for each one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have the pitch itself and range and step, these two here. And then we go across over here to the LFO, the glide, and finally over in this corner we have the algorithm and this thing here, which is the data speed, M-tune and attenuation. So there are videos on the internet about this thing, and all I can say is, oh dear, what have I let myself in for? So this, I have no idea if this is going to go in the studio. I just went on a bit of a spending bender, and I bought a load of kit. And I think I was a little bit tipsy when I did it, because there was lots of stuff that I sort of went and bought and then realised I bought it. And now I've got to work out where it's going to go in the studio and how I'm going to use it. So there you go. That is the DTronics DT7. It is brand new. It's only just been manufactured. I think they were trying to work out whether there was a market for it or not, and when they hit a certain number of orders, then they decided to go and make it. But it's going to be interesting to get my head around this one. Really interesting to get my head around this one. Okay, DT7. So this is the point in the video where I turn around to you and say, if you enjoyed the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up. It allows other people to find this content more easily that you have enjoyed. I'm sure by now, if you didn't like the content of the video, you've probably given me a thumbs down, but I'd prefer if you didn't. If you'd like to be notified about when I post additional content to this channel, somewhere about here should be the subscription icon. So please click on there and subscribe to the channel. Over here should be other content that you may enjoy that I've already done or posted to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.